Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Myself, Vaibhav. The markets are pretty much in dead-back mood today with not much movement seen across the asset classes. Some commodities like steel, iron ore are seeing selling pressure in today's session as well, which can be termed as the continuation of the theme of the week. The week has been particularly bad for commodity prices as most have declined as a result of resurfacing of concerns regarding the sustainability of demand as Delta variant is likely to limit the possibility of return to total normalcy anytime soon. The commodity exporting countries and their respective currencies are also facing the headwinds as a result. We have seen the currencies like Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar nosedive in this week while the US dollar has gained ground. In this session of market movers, we will be paying attention to one such currency, the New Zealand dollar, from the broad basket of commodity currencies. The New Zealand dollar has been in downturn for quite a while now. In this week itself, it has lost heavily against the US dollar. On the lower side, though, it is holding on the levels around 0.68 for last two sessions. It looks likely it might consolidate for a few more days around the currently oversold levels. We will be looking for scalping opportunities in it to try to capitalize on current situation. There are no economic releases scheduled for the United States. If we look at the data releases which we got earlier in the day, the retail sales for the United Kingdom and letter from the Canada need to be looked into. The United Kingdom's retail sales declined by 2.5% in terms of month on month for the month of July. It is contrary to the expectations of a rise. Decline is being observed in multiple subcategories like food, second-hand goods, clothing, etc., resulting in the steepest decline since January of this year. For Canada, the retail sales numbers are for June, not for July, so we have to take note of this. The Canada is also likely to witness a decline when the data will be released for July, but for the month of June, there was a jump of 4.2%. Now let's see what's happening in the technicals. We will consider the outlook for NZDUSD first, and then we will also take a look on the dollar index and the trading opportunities therein. Let's start with the NZDUSD's technical outlook. This is the daily time frame chart, and here, as you can see, the NZDUSD has declined almost 250 pips in this week. It started closer to 0.7050, and now here we are looking at it at 0.68. And after this decline of more than 3 percentage point, I think we might see it consolidate on the lower side, and it will be interesting to see how the day starts on Monday. Now that the now that we are wrapping up the week, I'm not really expecting any big moves in today's session. The New Zealand session was also muted, and in the US also there is not much of a movement. But there are trading opportunities which might come our way if we are willing to go for the scalping trades. If on the lower side, current to the closer to the current levels, the NZDUSD holds, and in that case, we can start looking for buying opportunities on the lower side, and we can expect the retracement to take it closer to these prior consolidation highs. So that possibility is there, and we will see how we can try to capitalize on that. For trying to optimize the entry, we will have to pay attention to the lower time frame formation, where we have seen the NZDUSD cross below the first support of this month's pivot point series, and right now it has been holding closer to this consolidation phase. And if we look at the immediate support on the lower side, it is going to be there around second support of this month pivot point series, which is there around 0.676. which is almost 60 to 70 pips away from the current levels. But looking at the price formation for last two sessions, it is possible that NZDUSD might not decline much from the current levels. Of course, the bias still remains bearish, but some scalping trades can be taken, and we can count on it to rise toward these prior consolidation phase lows, which can be considered as the near-term resistance. If we look at the regression curve, it has now inclined on the lower side as the decline has been quite sharp in this week, and it is not likely to change anytime soon. And as and when we will have this retracement, we can again start looking for fresh shorting opportunities. For any new trade to be initiated, we will have to allow the 50 SMA to catch up with the price action. And whenever that happens, and if and when the NZD climbs above 50 SMA, that will be more appropriate time to start looking for buying opportunities while keeping the stop loss just little below the immediate swing low. So today that might not be the case, but I think on Monday we might see these opportunities coming our way, and on the higher side we can expect a move towards 100 SMA at the very least, and the stop loss is not going to be much wide. The stop loss, as I said, can be kept just little below the immediate swing low, and 50 SMA should be our target zone. And on the higher side we can expect a move towards 0.69, so that is going to entail us a risk reward ratio of even better than 1 is to 2. But we have to be watchful and go for the trade only after there is a consolidation starts to give way for some bullish tendencies in near term. Now let's consider the technicals outlook for dollar index. This is the daily time frame chart, and we have a fresh breakout of sort for dollar index. Dollar index has now successfully climbed above and formed a new swing high. The prior swing high stands broken, which had limited the upside in prior run, but after this correction, which took the dollar index closer to 92, from there on, it has picked up the momentum again, and this time around, it looks likely that dollar index is going to go all the way towards 94. But in the meantime, we can expect some correction after this sharp rise of almost 100 basis points in the dollar index, and some correction, if that does happen, is also be going to be good opportunity for us wanting whenever we will be wanting to initiate the new long trades. On the higher side, the rise has stalled closer to these secondary resistance of this most pivot point series. Here, considering the fact that dollar index moves quite slowly, it might not a good opportunity, or you can say optimum opportunity to start to look scalping opportunities for dollar index. But if we get some correction, and if the dollar index holds above these prior swing highs, the price zone around 93 is going to be crucial. In that case, we can again start betting on the continuation of this bullish momentum, and on the higher side, we can then look for the breach above this immediate resistance and a move toward the 94 level. For optimizing the trading entries, we can take help of these SMAs. We have the 50 SMA catching up with the price action, which is around 93. So we will need some sort of correction in the dollar index first, and as and when these SMAs catch up with the price action, and if the dollar index holds above the prior consolidation highs closer to these lows as well. So the price area to watch out for is going to be above 93, and as long as dollar index remains above 93, I think we can be fairly confident of the continuation of this bullish momentum, and in course of time, I am expecting the dollar index to rise towards 94 at the minimum. So that's my take looking at the current price formation of the dollar index. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write to me in the feedback section and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risk associated with trading in the financial instrument and one should be careful while using the information provided. For further coverage of the market developments, you can check out the Microscopy Analytics page. For starting to trade, the JForex platform is at your service. We are also available on the Facebook. Links for all these three have been provided. You can check it out. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous and profitable day ahead and equally fabulous weekend. See you on Monday. Till then, goodbye.